Good morning. Let us start today's session on proteins. In proteins, today's topic of discussion is structure of protein. Before we go to the topic structure of protein, let us have a look on some important physical properties of amino acids because proteins are made out of amino acids, that too specially alpha amino acids. So therefore, after understanding few physical properties of alpha amino acids in particular and amino acids in general, we will go to the structure part of proteins. Okay, first is solubility. We have made clear ourselves in our previous session that amino acids have the two important active functional groups. Okay, one is amino, one is the carboxylic acid group. And we also learned that from the carboxylic group, that proton goes and makes a bond with NH2, and thereby NH2 becoming positive, that is plus NH3, and CO converts into what? COO minus. That means two poles are created. Okay, so that means it is like a ionic compound. Okay, so in the two, for example, in the case of sodium chloride, sodium is positive and chloride is negative. In the same way, even in the case of alpha amino acids also, two poles are created. One is positive NH3 plus, other one is negative COO minus. So because of the creation of the two charges, so it behaves like an ionic compound. That's why it is soluble in the water. Okay, but it is insoluble in organic solvents. So whatever properties are given by ionic compounds, same properties we expect when proton internally transfers from the carboxyl group to the amine group. In the same way, second property is the melting point. Expected is high melting point due to the packing. So because of the plus minus the poles, so it goes for the close packing. So when there is a close packing, naturally we expect more energy required to separate them, and ultimately it leads to the high melting point. And regarding the taste factor, in the beginning, some are sweet, other are maximum are bitter only. Hmm? So in that I gave a study regarding the MSG. MSG, mono sodium glutamate. It is a salt of a glutamic acid, which is our amino acid. Okay, sorry, alpha amino acid. So that gives some kind of attractive flavor, tangy taste, or we love that taste. That's why in most of the what ready-made packets or on the spot we go for some snacks. That time they add small amount of MSG to enhance the taste and to attract the customer. That is the purpose. Okay, but the side effect part is still some are saying good, some are saying not advisable. So this is a topic of discussion. So only it is scientist has to declare that whether this MSG is good or bad, so that government will take the proper decision to continue MSG as additive to the food or not. Okay, right. Now the other part, this one. This also we understood yesterday. This is regarding the Zwitter ion. Okay, so what is Zwitter ion? It is the H plus making bond with the NH3 that I shown already. Now I'll go to next directly. And this is the alpha amino acid to dipeptide, di to tetra and continue, and at the end polypeptide, nothing but protein. So proteins are polypeptides. Peptide bond is also known as amide bond. So peptide bond, we can say it is a polypeptide or a polyamide. Okay, so both means the same, right? But there is a small difference I told between peptides and the proteins. So what is the difference? That small difference up to certain limit. Okay, that is these 20 amino acids are linked together through peptide bond forming peptides and proteins. Okay, so that means what? Up to 20 amino acids. Hmm? Up to 20 amino acids or up to maximum 50. The chains containing less than 50 amino acids, which which contains 20 amino acids, they come under the peptide. So more than 50, that is also peptide. Small peptide, bigger peptide. Okay, smaller, bigger. So like that you can compare. So there are a long chain of polypeptide where we have more than 50 amino acids. That is called as what? Proteins. Okay, this point also I made clear. Now here you can see easily the what the main difference between polypeptide and the protein. Protein is highly complex structure. Okay, right. Now this point, classification of proteins. So on the basis of structure, three, and on the basis of composition, two types. So we don't go other parts of what this protein. So only classification based on the structure part. In that we go to the fibrous and the globular proteins. Okay, right. So first we go to what? Globular. Globe. Sorry, fibrous. First is fibrous. Fiber looks like a thread. Looks like a fiber. Okay, like a hair. So they, if the structure is seen like this, they are classified, categorized under the category what? Group fibrous proteins. Okay. So examples are here. See, you see the structure part. You see, structure is important. Like a thread. Okay. This is inside a microscopic view. Alpha keratin. So beta keratin. See, this is a we use a partition in the house. So long partition type structure. So okay, one here, second here, one thread, a third, second thread. So like that, many threads are here. So in general, it is they look like a fiber thread. See, threads are twisted here. It is thread only. Thread coiled, thread twisted, thread folded. So all these they undergo changes and proteins are formed. So all these proteins are called as fibrous proteins. So keratin is the best example for what? Fibrous protein. Okay. Now we'll go to the other part. Globular protein. Globe, like a round. It's not exactly like a round. Means what? It is more twisted, more coiled, so that all comes close together. It looks like a ball, or like a paper ball, or how you can what during what when you go for you play kite, that time you'll use the thread, so that thread ball. So like many threads are coiled. Whatever you get structure, that structure is called what? A globular structure, and the protein belongs to that category is called as globular protein. Okay, right. So best example is hemoglobin and enzymes. So enzymes also highly complex structure. Hemoglobin, which is our iron complex. So due to its complex nature, globular, round type, compact structure. So they come under the category globular proteins. So when we see the structure part, automatically we will come to know how exactly they are seen in the highly powerful microscopes. Okay, right. This is what? This is the structure of hemoglobin. So this is RBC. So in the RBC, this is what? Our hemoglobin structure. Okay. And all these are small heme part. Okay. Heme stands for hemoglobin, iron content. Okay. Iron part. And that is once again zoomed and shown here. Okay. This is the further zooming. So further enlargement of the structure so that we can easily understand. This is iron. And further iron we study in the higher class, because this iron in turn makes six coordination number. Out of six I told yesterday, five are packed. One is exclusively meant for oxygen. So in place of oxygen, if someone comes like carbon monoxide, some different gas comes and makes a bond with hemoglobin, then for the oxygen there is no entry. Then we get a suffocation problem, all those breathing problems. And if it is too much severe, where it is unable to break the bond, then no chance to oxygen to make a bond. Then when there is no chance for oxygen to make a bond, then it is not oxyhemoglobin. Okay, so the time it is proved to be fatal. Okay, so it is a fatal actually. What to do? So we have to go for a proper breathing and red blood cells, very good hemoglobin, minimum 10, 11, 12 for the what men. So all those you have to maintain biochemistry. Like so, what I want to say is what. So this hemoglobin, iron is there inside the this structure, which looks like a round. Okay, that's why it is called what, globular protein. Okay, right. Now you see this one. This one, it is a enzyme, renin. Okay, so this is secreted by kidneys. Okay, our kidney secretes this enzyme. So for the circulation, purification of the all those blood, so that is also you see more coiled, more complex. Many threads are twisted. So whether it is a hemoglobin or enzyme, you will see more of a complex. That's why they fall under the category globular protein. So first example was hemoglobin. Second example was enzyme renin from the kidney. Okay, right. Let us understand only structure part. Detail, their function, their structure we will study in the higher class. So MBBS, DM, MD. Okay. So this is what? This is a protein structure. So now that was one way of understanding the structure part, protein. Now one more way is there. So one more way of understanding protein structure. So today we have sophisticated devices, instruments, apparatus. So where we what we will come to know what structure part. So totally there are four different structures. Actually they are called as not structures, levels. First level, second level, third level, fourth level. Okay, first level it is used to make the second level. Second level further coiled makes a third level. Third merged in the going making fourth. So like that more as you move from primary to quaternary levels of protein structure, structure becomes more and more complex. Okay, so totally we have four levels: primary structure of protein, secondary structure, tertiary structure, and quaternary structure. Okay, so see primary. This primary you can see inside here. So this inside part is primary. Hmm? Okay, and like this coiling is there, like a spring. So that is here inside the tertiary. This is main tertiary. Main tertiary contains one part is shown here. It is a secondary, and entire tertiary, primary, and secondary all together is made used in making the quaternary. So more complex. So totally we have four levels of proteins. Okay. So one by one we will discuss now. See, this is what simplest structure, primary structure, or the first level of protein. The primary structure of a protein is the sequence of amino acids in the chain. So it determines the eventual shape of the protein and hence its function. That means basic what? A basic chain is made. How we have learnt in the carbon chemistry, first basic normal chain is made, and to that chain other attachments are there. So like that here also, so first basic structure is made, and to that basic structure is made use in making in going for the secondary structure. Okay, so this is our primary structure where amino acids have joined together. Okay, right. Now you see this one, very beautiful. Hmm? Very beautiful. All these are amino acids, long chain of amino acids. Hmm? See here, I have shown here all these are amino acids, and one amino acid to other amino acid. What is there? It is a peptide bond that I have shown here. So this is all these are peptide bonds, and all these small circles are alpha amino acids joined together, and the end point one end is acidic end, other end is what, basic end. So the basic end is called as N terminus, whereas the acidic end is called as what, carboxylic word is, no? So C terminus. So C terminus, N terminus contains free amino group, and C terminus contains free carboxyl group, and all these small some samples are excuse me, some samples are shown here. So all these are I am using symbols every time to write the name is very difficult. You can use either a three code symbol or a one code symbol left to you in the I have given the table. That table you can make use. So like that many alpha amino acids are joined together and made a long chain of peptide known as polypeptide, nothing but protein, and this is the primary protein, primary structure of protein, first level of protein. Okay, right. Now please see this one. Secondary structure. Okay. Now primary, once the primary structure is ready, now it is made use in making the secondary more slightly more complex coiling linkage in between. Okay. So hydrogen bonding between amino groups and carboxyl groups in neighboring regions of the protein chain sometimes causes certain patterns. Okay. So it is because of what? Hydrogen bonding. Okay. So they give some particular pattern. Okay. How we have pattern on the clothes. So depend upon the pattern, we select a particular cloth, like that. So here also those hydrogen bonds, when they go for linkage, so they give a particular pattern. Okay, so folding to occur, and these are known as what? Alpha helices and the beta sheets. Okay, helix is a singular, helices is a plural word. So normal twisting is alpha, whereas like a folding, it is called sheet, like it look like a sheet, no? So the same structure I have done here. This is what alpha, you can see easily, microscopic zoom way of understanding the structure, and this is a sheet. Okay, one sheet, second sheet, third folding. So it is slightly more complex than the primary. If it is normal twist, it is called alpha. So twist like what? A sheet when the paper is folded, two ways like or like a step. So first step, second step, third step. So like that they twist, and that becomes the beta sheet, and together they are called what? Secondary what? Secondary protein. Okay, right. Now see this one. Tertiary, tertiary structure. Okay. So see again, secondary is further coiled. Further, it is made too much what coiling, and they come go so close. Okay. Sometimes superimposition and overall folding. Okay, all those will come in the what? Tertiary structure, or it looks like a close to ball. Okay, how suddenly we take a piece of paper from the notebook and we make a ball and throw, so like that. So you imagine in that way. Hmm? So best example is what? Lysozyme. Hmm? And this is what? A tertiary structure of hemoglobin. So hemoglobin comes under tertiary what? Tertiary level of protein and globular protein. So you can take this example under the both category. So there on the basis of what structure, this is on the basis of what levels. Okay, right.
Why is this breaking?
Voice is breaking.
Sir, what is that Heme group, sir?
Heme group is iron. Iron group. Iron group is called what? Heme group. Iron contains six sides. Coordination number of iron in the hemoglobin is 6. Okay, that we learn in the coordination chemistry chapter. So it can go for the 6 bonding. Out of 6 bonding, I told 5 are packed with some other parts of the human body. Okay, that only one exclusively for oxygen, so that it can convert into oxyhemoglobin, and that is taken to the different parts of the body, and thereby it is converting oxygen is released to different cells and gets carbon dioxide. So this is all a process, respiration process. Okay, so inhaling, exhaling. So that one part is exclusively meant for what oxygen. Hmm? So now this is what quaternary. This is quaternary structure. Hmm? What is quaternary structure? See here. This is what? This is nothing but many proteins are made up of a single polypeptide chain and have only a three levels structure. But this one, quaternary is there, no? So some proteins are made up of multiple polypeptide chains, also known as subunits. So these, that means what? The more you coil, that's all. The more you coil, the more you fold, the more you twist, the more you keep one over the other, the more you join. So how much you do more, that is quaternary. Okay. So quaternary structure is the final level or the final stage of the protein structure where we have multiple folding, many foldings. Okay, that is the meaning of, and all these are held together by hydrogen bonding or dispersion force or disulfide linkage. So there are variety of linkages are available in the what quaternary level of protein. Ultimately, this protein only is made use in making what where nucleic acids. Right. So now This is the you exactly can see the structure part. It becomes more clear. Okay. Let me see where is structure here. Okay, structure is here. Yeah. G protein, quaternary structure, DNA polymerase. So enzyme, it is enzyme. Okay, for the DNA. So all these are examples for what a quaternary protein. Hemoglobin comes under the all. It is a globular, it is a tertiary, it is a quaternary, because it is more complex. That's why structure, because the more complex. So when it is more complex, you can take it under either tertiary or under both, but not under the primary and the secondary, because it is so much complex structure. That's why it is considered under the tertiary, globular, complex. This is a quaternary. Hmm? Okay. So now we'll go to next. See this one. This one. This means what? Uh, on the first slide only we have seen, the more we zoom, the more we go deep into the structure part, like that. So that means first you concentrate on this structure. Which structure? This structure.
Quaternary.
Okay. I'm seeing the cursor is white. Okay. So this is what quaternary structure. From this structure, one small portion, okay, is this blue portion is zoomed here. Okay, so this contains what? This contains this coiling. This is secondary structure. That is zoomed separately to understand how. Again, see, inside still more complex is there, and that is separately zoomed. One small chain is shown here. That means this is a basic chain, first level chain, so that it is made further what in making the final stage, that is final level, tertiary level. Okay, right. So now this one you can say in this way also. You can understand that is one more. That is one way. Same diagram, same type of slide. This I have taken from the textbook. Okay, directly from textbook. So it is very beautiful. So you slowly primary to secondary arrow mark is given. Secondary again alpha beta, that is becoming tertiary to the quaternary. Okay, right now I think we are coming to an end. So almost last part of the this one. Before I end up, so here are some what quotes or the captions I felt I selected about the protein. So life is the mode of action of proteins. Okay, very beautiful caption. And the nuclear DNA encodes all the proteins and enzymes that make you basically. Okay, this is given by a famous scientist. Okay, so that we learn in the higher classes. Simpson, even Hargobind Khurana also is involved in our genetic engineering. Hmm? So all those you learn. So I think we have we have tried our level best to understand what are the four levels of proteins. So now you are most welcome to clarify, ask any type of questions related to the structure of proteins. It's very easy. Only A class wise, if they have any uh, queries, so they are most welcome. B class wise for them, I keep repeating. So
Sir,
because
at first you said something about that if carbon dioxide links with that oxygen. Once more,
carbon dioxide,
once again. That only, sir.
what is it?
Hemoglobin instead of that, it will
Huh.
be fatal. You said no.
Oh, that one about hemoglobin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hemoglobin uh, coordination number of iron. Hemoglobin is made from the iron. First point. Okay, it is iron complex. So when it is a complex, it will have more bonds. So totally there are six coordination bonds around iron, and out of the six, five are packed already. So by what? By other part of our human body. Okay, metabolic activities, that is packed already, which is required for other activities of the our body. But one is there, no, that one out of six, one. That one bond is earmarked exclusively. It is reserved. If
For
at all any word is there more than reservation, no, that you can use it in the language. Okay, that is meant only for oxygen. Oxygen comes and makes a bond, becomes oxyhemoglobin, taken to different parts, bond is broken, oxygen is given, CO2 is taken, carboxyhemoglobin comes back,
That
again
carboxyhemoglobin, so oxygen is only bonded with that, no, sir?
it
Hemoglobin.
is CO2, not oxygen, CO2.
CO2 is the O2, sir.
CO2 makes bond. It occurs in fraction of second, Sandeep.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
oxy, carboxy. So that
Yes.
short time we can manage somehow, no problem.
Yes.
But in place of oxygen, and one more point is what here, the bond between the oxygen and the hemoglobin is very weak.
Yes.
It can be ruptured by our body mechanism immediately. In the same way, bond between the carbon dioxide and the hemoglobin is also very weak. Why nature has made weak? So that oxygen is given, CO2 is taken back. For this, it is nature's all arrangement to the human body. But in place of CO2 or oxygen, if carbon monoxide enters by chance, I am saying by chance, if you are in the
Yes.
carbon monoxide atmosphere near the industry or near somewhere, I don't exactly,
Vehicle. Vehicle.
vehicles, most polluted area, that time if CO enters, if CO makes, this happens when CO makes bond. If
Bond.
carbon
Yes.
monoxide makes by chance bond with the hemoglobin, that bond is more stronger than the oxygen hemoglobin bond.
Yes.
Oxyhemoglobin bond can be ruptured easily, whereas
This is not.
carbon monoxide bond cannot be broken. No,
Yes.
by our body
Yes.
mechanism.
Yes,
Therefore,
sir.
because it is strong, when the bond is not in a position to break, then where is the way for the oxygen? Oxygen
Yes,
comes
sir.
and waits for a few seconds, but no, not
Right.
no chance,
Yes, sir.
So when there is no supply for us oxygen, I can hold for a few seconds.
Yes, sir.
That is called suffocation, breathing problem, uneasiness,
Stomach.
giddiness. All those will happen, and ultimately, if it is not taken to the hospital in time, on time, so where we go for a special chemicals to they will try to break that bond, then we'll be all right. Otherwise, I told just now fatal, fatal. Hmm? Then,
Right, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Structure part is over. Now structure part is over. So in our forthcoming sessions, now I think what we'll go to the small unit. What are vitamins and what are enzymes and exactly what type of vitamins, where it is useful, what happens when the deficiency is there, and a small portion on hormones. Okay, the idea only.
Yes.
So vitamins, enzymes, and a brief idea about the hormones. So these small bits will cover. And last session is on nucleic acids, RNA, DNA. Okay. So with this,
Yeah, right.
we will conclude our chapter. So that on the same we will go for the monthly examination MCQ. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.